Welcome everyone to Chess with TV episode 308. Today is November 12th, 2016. The way I was able to say that without looking down is that I already started the episode and started over because I said 808. But this is not yet episode 808. We should be glad of that because if it were, my face would be slightly wrinkler because one becomes wrinklier as one ages. Today we're going to play chess. It's going to be so wonderful, actual chess. But the point is to play with the viewership. The title is Welcome, Welcome, and I just want to be welcoming to you guys. The quote is that a smile is the perfect universal welcome, and I believe that, which is why I put that on my quote area. So I'm going to smile at you right now as we play chess. Ha ha, I'm smiling so big you can't even tell. So I was actually told the other day that you should smile over the phone. And here's what you do. You go like this. Hi, welcome to Chess Whiz TV. Of course, it sounds like you're about to murder them, but it also sounds like maybe you're smiling over the phone. So I'm going to play with a friend. Yeah, it actually does give your voice a slight accent if you smile while you talk. So if you work in an environment where you need to speak with people and they can't see your face, then I would recommend that. Is think about, I want to sound welcoming, so maybe I'll smile as I talk. It actually does make you sound kind of creepy if you overdo it, but there is a balance. Okay, so we've got b4 as the first move. I'm going to play e3. It's a safe way to respond to this crazy orangutan. And then knight f6. Crazy opponent indeed. d5. Alfie and Kiddo here as well. Seems perfectly safe. This is a very fast-moving opponent. You can see his time is actually increasing here in this area of the screen. 1 minute 14 now. I'm looking for any potential tactic, but I don't see anything, so I'll just continue moving my pieces. Next up, castling. Oh, this is so exciting. Who am I playing? Pipioli? It's French. It's pronounced Pipou. Okay, so we've moved some chess pieces. This is fascinating. Next, I'll move this knight, of course, because it's the next thing to move. But I do wonder what to do with this pawn. If I would move it to c5, it would be certainly mutilated by the enemy pawns in the nearby region. That could cause some consternation. This b4 actually maybe is serving my opponent well. Perhaps. I think perhaps I'll play my knights like this. Whoops, not quite like that. That might be a cheating knight. I'll try it. Okay, it doesn't work. Yeah, I think maybe like this. Let's do that way. Because the knight on c6 is so trapped, and the knight and the pawn, whatever, it's not doing much over in that area of the board, so this is my attempt at making it do something. I still can't play c5. I'm going to be playing c6. Queen d7. See, he has this move. I don't like it. Let's play queen d6. This bishop, I really wish now were on d6 itself. It seems like that would have been the better square for the bishop. So should we prepare for c5 anyway? It's going to give me the isolated d pawn if he captures here. This pawn is left with no friends nearby in terms of pawn friends. You know, that's the way friends work. You just have to look for friends in the same species. That's why I'm friends with such unusual people. He seems to want to trade my awful bishop for his great bishop. I would like to do that. I just want to make sure that I don't lose anything afterward. So I think that his queen would be entrapped if he takes this. No, it's no longer true. It's going to escape. How obnoxious. Oh, he's not taking it. Perfect. Okay, so I feel that this chess game is pretty much won at this point. Threatening a checkmate, just for fun. Why is this chess game winning? It's because my bishop can do cool things like checkmate him over here. His bishop, look at this ugly house he's built for his bishop. It's like you built a house, but you forgot to add any doors or windows, so now you're completely entrapped inside. Entrapped is the same as trapped, except it sounds cooler. So this bishop, really, he's kind of built himself a problem. And I'm happy about that, because I'm not him. But what will happen next in this game? Because I don't see how to do anything more exciting than what's already happening. At some point, I need to win. You know, Benny has man 22. I'm not sure when round 2 of the World Championship starts. I think it's in a couple hours, though. I think it's about 3 hours. Okay. Now what? Chess, chess, chess. I've really actually changed the tone of Chess Whiz TV over the last months and years. I'm going to try to get away with this move, train my queen for 2 rooks. Okay, he fell for it, so to speak. Let's go this way. I'm almost out of time, but I'm really enjoying piling up on this location. I also have this move. Because this pawn, so pinned. Oh. Now he can take this. It's not good. I guess I'm moving a bit fast. Let's go here. Now he can't take that because the rook is on it. Oh, this is difficult to play with the low time on my clock. But I think, is the knight better serving being awesome? Yes, awesome is better, because then I can just play f6 and his knight is not awesome. Instead of trying to eliminate his awesomeness, I'll simply build my own awesomeness, and then he'll have 1 awesome against my 2 awesome. These knights are excellently awesome right now. So when I boot his knight, yes, it will be an instant victory. So the change that I've been enacting in Chess Whiz TV is to change from an angry man show. Whoa, I didn't even see that. What's wrong with me? I shouldn't have allowed such an error to have been played on my watch. So I can now take this. I think I'll do that now, due to the powerful pin. And I also have knight here hitting this pawn. I would like him to never push that pawn. I think I can prevent it. I think I can take that. Oh, 3 attackers, 3 defenders. Take. I'm going for it. Let's see how it goes. I counted 3 for each of us, which means it might be stable. I win. He resigns. I didn't expect that, but that was exciting. I did end up winning a pawn there, which caused him to just give up. He's like, no, a pawn. He's going to turn that into a queen, and he's going to checkmate me. I'll just stop now. I actually think he was doing really well, though, in this position. What he needed... Maybe pawns like this. It's really difficult, actually, because of this battery coming up against this backward pawn. He really needs to get this pawn pushed, as he tried to do, but it's just hard to push. I'm interested to see what the computer thinks about this position, although I do need to turn off local analysis in order to keep the video from stuttering. We are seeing a computer analysis from our opponent here. Let me just share the window so you can see that a little bit more clearly. Right there, you can see the analysis in progress. And this position, right when he takes... Oh, it's pretty balanced here. You can see it's like 0. You can't see that. Oh, there you go. Okay, so it's like 0. All in this area. It's a very balanced position. So overall, yeah. But, you know, b4 is not a very strong opening, and yet he got a good advantage. So maybe I should have played more boldly against that. That was exciting and interesting. I enjoyed that chess game, even though it was kind of blah. The way that the center... Never mind. Let's play more chess. He did send me a smiley face, so that's worth something. You know what a smiley face is worth? A smiley face represents welcome. Welcome to Chess Whiz TV. This is fantastic. I don't want to play 1-0. I want to play with a friend. I got friends here. Let's put that in the chat. You guys want to know what I did yesterday? I did something that's going to change your life. And I don't mean like a diaper change, although I am very familiar with those these days. I mean, like, it's going to revolutionize your experience as you watch Chess Whiz TV. Because when you watch Chess Whiz TV, what you have in the background here is this weird brown rectangle that consists of, let me move my head so you can see it, of more brown rectangles. It's like, it's confusing, right? I mean, you don't even know what the rectangles represent. Well, they actually represent your head, and they're there because I haven't killed you yet. But you don't know that, so you're confused about what you're seeing in the background. Well, what I did yesterday, are you ready? It has to do with those triangles right there. What are you doing, man? Are you really going to play knight d5? When you play knight d5, I'm going to play bishop g3. I'll just pretend it's not there. Like, oh, you have a 9 on d5? I don't care. Just be like, chess for me. What I did, I'm just building up the anticipation here. This is what strong comedians do, the ones that can lift like their own weight. They drag out the punchline. Okay, maybe they don't. I have no idea what they do because, as you can tell, I have no idea how to be a comedian. All I do is play chess. But anyway, I'm trying to say something that's profound right now. I really am. Trust me on that. So 95. I need to get the amazingness quotient to increase here. What do I do? What does anybody do in this position? I'm going to play like this. I've got nothing better to do. And then I'm going to play queen d3, and then I'm going to checkmate him. This is my new... Whoops, got to change the plan. Should I take with rook or pawn? I'll take with a pawn. Got to think about this position. I can't be profound yet, okay? Don't rush me. Profound statements take time. Uh-oh. Now all I can do is gulp into the microphone. That's my only remaining skill. So if I take this pawn, won't that be cool? Won't that be cool, man? Because look at this bishop. It's like bam, 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 bam. It'll take everything. He will be left. I'm doing it. He is left with nothing on the board now that my bishop has shown up. He seems to have been prepared for this. He seems to like be ready. Which rook should I take? I forgot I couldn't take all the rooks with one bishop. I'll make my choice. This bishop. Let's assess the position. I've got an extra pawn, and he's got an extra rook, and I've got 2 extra rooks. Okay, and my counting's not very good. Seems it's 2 pieces for a rook and pawn, but he has a passed pawn on the outside. Could be quite problematic. I have no time on the clock. Literally none. Not quite literally none. Approximately none. This is awful. Apparently having 2 bishops is better than not having 2 bishops. This guy's crushing me. So I'm going to take this. I need to do something about his dominating position. And I don't think taking it's going to help me. So I'll just keep waiting around. I don't know. Die slower. It's my new strat. Could I take this? I think not. This bishop's guarding it. Oh, no, it's not guarding it. Okay, so here we go. 3 pieces for a rook and a lot of pawns. This can't be good. It could be bad, though. Could be bad. Yes, it's definitely bad. This is extremely bad, but you do get to enjoy what happens if one guy has a rook and the other guy doesn't. But the other guy has 1,000 units of chess material. You're about to find out. So I think he should have traded. Oh, apparently that won't work. My chess is falling apart. It's barely breathing. I think he should have taken my queen because then he could truly dominate. But I suppose this counts too. Man, that was awful. And I lost to a Julia, too. It's a fake name, of course. This is actually Gary. You can tell because G and J are really similar. It's Gary Kasparov, by the way. Whoa, that was awful. That was so awful. So my conclusion is I should not have taken on f7 here. And I actually want to see this analysis as well. So I'll request one. In this position, I've blundered my a pawn, and I don't know what to do with myself. I play knight takes f7, and now my bishop could be awesome. But the problem is it can only be awesome in one direction. I cannot be awesome in every direction simultaneously. Only I can do that, not my bishop. So after this move, it's true that I'm going to get a rook, but it's really just 2 pieces for a rook and pawn, and that's not even useful, guys. Bishop and knight is better than rook and pawn, especially if the opponent is about to promote to a queen. That would be bad in either case. Is the video chopping up? I need to know if the video is chopping up. Black is winning all of this stuff, by the way. Let's expand this area. See that? Oh, you still can't see anything. Now, see how black is winning all the way back from here? So when I'm like, what should I do? He'd already played 95 and he was already winning. And this is all equal. So I don't want to think about this anymore. Go away. Go away and don't come back. I want to play with friends who will lose to me. You ever felt like that before? I have. Hello, you Gookin. Welcome, welcome. So it was stuttering. Isn't that weird? I turned off local analysis, but the analysis screen still stutters, and I'm not sure why. So that's bad, but hopefully it can be fixed. It's not my fault. Something about every one of my CPUs being taken over by the analyzer. Hello, mate. Oh, I got lowercase. Do you know how this thing is? It makes your shouts get quiet. Bishop c4. Well, I was thinking maybe if I made a small O and I was just like, hell, oh, then it wouldn't do that, but it still lowered me to a lowercase. Disappointing. So, mate Amargo, he's about to face something called the King's Gambit Delayed Variation. I made that up. And now he's facing it right now. I actually like this position for me. It's not in any books. Except the Bible. The Bible has everything in it, so it probably has, 3 F4. It's probably in there somewhere. I'm just kidding, of course. It's not in there. I read the whole thing twice. I had to check, of course. That's why I read it twice. After I finished, I was like, wait a minute. I didn't even see F4 in this book. I thought it had everything. I saw a list of most influential books. I think it was put out by Business Week. And the #1 most influential book, if you can guess, if we're in context here, was the Bible by a long margin. And it is pretty influential because it says things like, in everything, give thanks in all circumstances. And you're like, yeah, right, but what about when my foot gets sawed off by those foot cutting machines? I'm not going to give thanks then. Or if my knight gets captured in the middle of the board. Those situations, so it's very profound because it's like, well, obviously I'm not going to do that. But if you do that, your life could be transformed into somebody who's always thankful and insincere, because how could you be thankful when your foot is cut off? I don't even know. So that's pretty good advice. And then the other bit in there is like, never grumble or complain. I made that part up, but it basically says that. So there's some pretty good advice there in that book. Another one is like, do everything with all your heart instead of half motivated. They should probably update the words, because we don't use half motivated as a phrase anymore. We use some other phrase I wouldn't say out loud. So I see 3 attackers here. This can be pretty good. Of course, being up a bishop is much better. The #1 most motivating, most influential book was the Bible. But #2 was, it was something by Ayn Rand, which is, I think, how you pronounce that. It was Atlas Shrugged, and I have no idea what that is. No idea. I mean, it could probably be a book about Beanie Babies, and I'd be like, whoa, I didn't know that. I would believe it. But I think it's not, based on the fact that it was #2 most influential. Probably not. Although maybe it convinced everybody to buy Beanie Babies. That would explain it. So that would be potentially the cause for that craze. No! No, this is so bad. Oh, #3 book on the list was something less painful than this position, fortunately. So now I am forced to win this game 2 bishops against a queen. That is 2 things against 1, so I do have the upper hand here. Gulp, gulp. My plan is to put so many attackers here that he just resigns without noticing that I haven't got a queen. Play my bishop here, guard this area. I can also play this. See, my bishops, they can attack 2 things. The queens, they cannot attack 2 things unless they like... Okay, they can, never mind. #3, most influential. Something known as TGR. It's the initials of the book, and actually people who love this book call it by that name. Do you know the book? It is Think and Grow Rich by none other than Napoleon Hill, who's dead. And as a general rule, I try not to read books by people who are dead. But I made an exception for the Bible. It's a joke, right? Because of that awful movie, God's Not Dead. Because allegedly, the Bible is by God and God's not dead, so how could that be true? But it's all allegedly, and that was a joke anyway. But Napoleon Hill is dead as far as we know, and so that makes his book somewhat different than others. What if I take this right now? Okay, so I take, then his rook takes, then I get his queen. Okay, so that's not gonna happen. He takes my bishop with his queen, and then I take his rook with triple checkmate. Okay, what do we take? Let's do it. So how did this end up? I think it ended up great. I can actually wait a move here. Except I can't go there, so what useful move can I make? This one, I suppose. Then I'm going to pre-move that. Okay, I survived. I was down a queen for 2 bishops, but I miraculously captured a queen with 2 bishops, and now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pawns, and he has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pawns. I'm now going to win this chess game. Of course, you can always count on ChessWhiz to win at chess. I mean, is chess right in the name or not? Make up your mind. I have 5 pawns against 4 over here, so I should be able to construct a majority. I'm just kind of timid. Should I play like this? I wonder. No, I'll go this way, and then I'll play it. Because then my king will be super advanced. It'll be like the Game Boy Advance. Great king. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. I actually haven't read the book yet. I do have it, and I'm just beginning to read it. Not amused by the first section, because it seems to imply that all you have to do is think to grow rich, and I already think, but I'm not grown rich yet, so I must be doing the wrong thinking. That's my conclusion. But it seems like kind of a bit of a hocus-pocus book. But it has such recommendations that perhaps I should read more of it. In fact, I plan to. So I'll give you a full criticism of it in a later episode, perhaps. So far, I wouldn't recommend it. It seems like a sham. Like, no, you don't have to visualize yourself with it. The chapter is like, it's called Desire, and it says you need to you need to raise up an inferno of desire for money in yourself. And I'm like, what? That just makes me sound like a materialistic, selfish guy. So I'm not sure about that part. And then the next chapter is called Faith, but instead of like, you know, religious faith, it's all about having faith that you're going to be super rich. So really, so far, I'm not really feeling the book, if you know what I mean, except when I put my hand on it. Other than that, though, it seems like a great book. Like, other than like the words, it's pretty good. So let's play one more chess game, and then we're going to have to go, unfortunately. Play with a friend. I love this. Okay, so we're going to play a game. That was a great game, Meta Marco. I love the part where I captured your queen with my bishop. That was good. We've got time for one more. Who's going to be the lucky player who plays with ChessWhiz? Oh, after that game, I just feel relaxed. Did I ever tell you what I'm going to do about this brown thing? I didn't tell you, did I? I have that bad habit. Starting my sentences. And then not finishing them. Made a Margo again? I have to send him an upside down question mark if I can do that. There we go. Okay, this seems to be the French attack. A very rare opening, of course. Because the French don't attack very often. Okay, so I like this little trick, and if you ever see somebody play this trick, it's probably me. This move to get rid of your worst bishop. Oh, never mind, I like taking these for free. But this bad bishop in the French defense actually gets blocked in by this pawn, and then it's just not very useful. In fact, that's the #1 criticism against the French defense, besides the fact that it's got French in the name, is that, I'm just kidding, I love French people. They're delicious. Is that the bishop is blocked. And so this trick to get the bishop out, and now I've just given myself a horrible situation. He could have played rook b1, skewering my bishop. Would have been a face palm, except I need to keep looking at this chessboard. Wow. Okay, so maybe not exactly take b2 and then play this sequence of moves, but the idea of bishop like this, it works. It works. And if you ever see a chess game where the player did that, it was probably me. Like, chances are. Unless it was you. It was one of us. And now I'm ahead by 1,000 if you count up like how many pawns does he have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, now let's count mine. 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 4, 1,006. 1,000 and you know what that means? That means I'm up by 1,000. That's what it means. Do the math. I'm not ahead any large units though. Just pawns. I need to get ahead some queens like Maida Margot does. Wait, that's my opponent. I better be careful. Z-Nation just wandered in the door in the middle of the chess game. In the chat, he's like, what? What? This looks like a French defense. Kind of. Yep. It's a good assessment. I think I'll you know, normally I wouldn't want to make this trade because the bishop is great. The pawns are on the opposite colored square, and the bishop is going to be useful in the future. I don't want to just trade it off for a knight. Of all things, knights. I mean, they can barely jump. But in this position, I have so many extra pawns that I might as well just trade because eventually I'll win. Because after trading a whole bunch, we're going to look at the board and there's going to be nothing left on it except a bunch of pawns, and they'll all be my pawns. So that's why you trade when you're ahead. Basically. Same deal here. Same dealio. Trading because that's how you win. I wonder if I could play queen here. That'd be good. Force a queen trade. Should I castle or play king d7? That's the big question here. I mean, it's not like I wouldn't win with either move, but we have to think about something. I'll castle. It's a safer option. Now I'm ahead by 1,000 seconds as well. This is a good score for the knight right over here. See, they can barely jump. I told you. Told you it was true. Is there any problem in your life that you think maybe I could help with? Because I'd like to help you out, you know? Whoa! Mate, you're out of time, mate. Oh, that's too bad. I win. How disappointing. Colon, left paren. Time. Oh, crying face. That's what I meant to type. You see that there on the screen? Right in that area? That's a lot of tears. Why the long face? I always say that to horses. Because their faces are so long, get it? So I'd really love to help you guys out. Not, of course, by mailing you cash, but I just want to be like, what's your problems? Then I'll tell you, those aren't like my problems. My problems are way worse, like this brown thing. Okay, so I'm going to tell you what's going on behind me. I purchased by mail a green screen. So now behind me, we're going to have the tropics. It's going to be like, wow, Chess was so rich, he just retired. No, he just bought a green screen. I'm going to like make it a beach and beach. That's, never mind. I didn't mean to say that. It's going to be so great back there. Maybe a chessboard. I don't even know what I'm going to put back there. But it's going to be so great. Psychedelic fractals. That's what I'll put. Yes, psychedelic fractals. That's why you watch Chess with TV, right? For the psychedelic fractals. I think it's true. Next episode, we're going to play Horde Chess, which I'm sorry about. So you should probably not watch next episode. But 2 episodes from now, we won't. So check it out. 4 p.m. GMT, Tuesdays and Saturdays, live on twitch.tv/ChessWhiz. This has been Chess with TV. Thanks for watching.